right back with more.
Live from Augusta, breaking news.
Breaking news this morning, one person is dead after an accident in McDuffie County. Coroner Paul Johnson says that dispatch got the call around 11:20 p.m. last night. It happened on the 800 block of Moose Club Road in Thompson. He says that 21-year-old Caden Stevens Budwell of Evans was the passenger in a single vehicle accident. He was pronounced dead at the scene. An autopsy has been scheduled.
Well, our weather is improving as we head through the weekend, so if you are up early at 7 o'clock on Saturday morning for your morning dog walk, the weather looking good. Rosie there, charming the camera, I guess, asking for that morning walk on a nice weather day like today. Thank you for sharing that photo. If you'd like to share your pet's photo to be featured here on the forecast, you can upload those through our Wrdw app. What a beautiful day it's going to be. If you had any complaint at all about the weather today, it might be the wind. Cool nights and warm days. The average high is 89 degrees. We'll be near or above average with highs near 90 by Tuesday and Wednesday. We'll talk more about that work week forecast in just a bit.
All right, thanks for that, Chris. Major upgrades are needed at the Aiken County Sheriff's Office to help them better protect you. The sheriff tells us it won't be long before some of its aging equipment gives out. With new headquarters on the way, the agency still needs more money. Your Kennedy Payne is on your side with how the Sheriff's Office is laying out the blueprint to help keep you and your family safe.
In Aiken County, justice is served from this building, built decades ago, and it shows, but they say that is going to change with their new facility and as they work with county council on their budget. But as for their new facility, they say they've hired an architect and they're already in the design phase.
They swore an oath to serve and protect, but for some deputies, that oath begins inside an office with a leaking ceiling and ends at a desk inside a 70-year-old jail cell.
This building is past due, and we're going to move as fast as we can.
With a $30 million new headquarters.
So our new building will have all the latest and greatest technology, security for our employees. We were talking earlier about somebody, if they wanted to, could just basically come in that door by a little bit of a force.
For Sheriff Marty Sawyer, it's more than construction. It's a promise to the people and to the men and women that wear the badge.
What is going to help more than anything is morale. In this building, we're totally out of room. We have no more office space. We can't have any training sessions here. We'll have a room big enough to have a training session. And I want to start having community meetings and citizens academy.
He knows these walls well. His dad worked here in the late 1970s. He says he's fighting to give the next generation a better place to serve.
And right after I took office, Chairman Bunker and Administrator Brian Sanders said, we have this money. When you want to start building a building, let us know. We started that week making phone calls and preparing, and we haven't slowed down since.
But the improvements won't stop at the building. They're working with Aiken County Council on their budget for new vehicles, stun guns, and in-car and body-worn cameras.
We have to have body-worn video. There's no question. But in-car cameras, they capture a lot of stuff that the body-worn cameras won't capture. If you're in a chase, or if you pull up to a wreck, or pull up to a crime scene, technology is the way law enforcement's headed.
And with every brick, nail, and beam, the Aiken County Sheriff's Office is laying the blueprint for a safer, stronger future.
And they say they hope to break ground in December, and that project should take about 3 years to complete. As for their budget, they say they think they presented a reasonable budget to County Council, and they say that County Council has always been good to them, but they say whatever money they're given, they will use it to make the community safer.
Aiken County Sheriff Marty Sawyer also tells us that they're in the process of starting a new Sheriff's Foundation to support employees and youth.
It will do two things. It will allow us to help a deputy or help an employee here or detention center personnel if they're struggling financially because of a medical reason, or they're hurt at work, or they just something happened, they need a little bit of money. And then the second thing is we want to be able to offer scholarships to underprivileged children who may have the opportunity to go to a band camp or an art camp or a basketball camp, but their family can't afford to send them.
The foundation is going to be run by an independent board separate from the Sheriff's Office. Remembering the men and the women who died protecting our rights, China's capital city could decide whether to overturn a ban on conversion therapy they implemented 4 years ago. It's raising bigger questions that apply to every city and county across South Carolina over how much control local government has over their own communities versus the state's authority to step in. Your South Carolina State House reporter Mary Green reports.
what is effectively a legislative act of extortion.
Home rule is not a blank check for a local city or county to do whatever they want.
At the center of this dispute is the 2021 ordinance enacted in the city of Columbia banning conversion therapy for minors. Last month, Attorney General Alan Wilson sent a letter to city council members claiming the local law is illegal and threatening to sue if it's not repealed. Right after that, State Senator Josh Kimbrell from Spartanburg County proposed a measure that's likely to be included in the next state budget, revoking state funding from any local government that enforces this type of ordinance.
Now they're basically, the city of Columbia is faced with potentially very costly litigation, so I offered the city of Columbia an off-ramp.
But to put a budget proviso to say we're not going to give you money unless you enact or do something adverse to what you've put in place for the community you represent, I think is fundamentally unfair and usurps the legislative process.
Richland County Representative Seth Rose says local officials are the ones who are in the best position to set local policies. Rose notes the state constitution prohibits the General Assembly from enacting laws for a specific municipality, and it includes certain home rule guarantees for local cities and counties to govern their communities.
There are legislators that think this is wrong, and we stand with the city of Columbia and ask them to please hold firm and fight this back.
The Attorney General says this does not violate home rule.
Home rule allows local governments to govern themselves however they see fit, so long as it doesn't contradict a general state law or the Constitution.
Wilson argues this local law contradicts both the Constitution's First Amendment and a 2022 state law. That law prohibits local governments from enforcing an ordinance that interferes with the type and scope of healthcare services provided by a medical practitioner or the professional conduct and judgment of a medical practitioner when providing healthcare services.
This is not about being pro-conversion there, because we're not. This is about being pro-rule of law.
The full General Assembly will vote to give final approval to the next state budget, including that funding threat provision, here on Wednesday. I asked Governor Henry McMaster if he would veto that measure if it gets to his desk. The governor says he'd have to take a closer look at it first before making a decision. Reporting from the State House, I'm Mary Green.
Good bit of rain and thunderstorms out there on Friday. Here's a look at how much rain fell across the area. In the southern portion of Aiken County, 2.6 inches of rain reported by weather watchers there. Trenton, 0.8 of an inch. Bushville, the official reading for the area, about 0.6 of an inch of rain. Dry weather is back for the weekend. We'll tell you how long it sticks around when we come back.
Welcome back. It's Anna Christina. I'm here with Russell Becca. I'm one of the owners of Roof Savers. Listen, I'm having a really good time learning about Roof Savers and what you guys do, but I was thinking about something during the break. 17 years. That's almost like a new roof. Like the lifespan of
Very close.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Depending on a variety of factors, a roof can last longer,
right.
not as long as 17 years.
So when is the perfect time to come in, and what does that process look like? Or to call, I should say, not come in.
The perfect time to do the Renew at 17 preservation to your roof is before it gets to the failure point.
Okay.
We need some life in it so we can add more life to it.
Okay. Preserve that.
Within 10 years to 20 years, it really just depends on the current condition of the shingles.
And that's why it's important for them to call.
Call,
right now.
get us out, let us inspect your shingles to make sure you qualify.
Okay.
If you don't, we're obviously going to recommend a full roof replacement, because
Okay.
we do not want to take, we don't want to sell a customer anything they're not going to get the full benefit from.
Absolutely. Well, again, it's 17 years, one treatment, one application. Tell us
Correct.
why that makes it different than other companies.
So, most products out there are a 5-year extension with one treatment. So
Okay.
you have that done, you pay for it one time. Then you pay for it again to get 10. Then you pay for it again to get 15.
I see.
This is a one-time, one application, one payment, warranty for 17 years.
Just one time, one payment. I like the sound of that. Plus, if your roof qualifies and you purchase the package, then right now you're getting a free RecTech grill. So all you have to do, call the number on the screen. It's super easy. You can also go to myroofsavers.com. Y'all are all over the place now.
Very lucky.
I love
Our
it.
product speaks for itself.
Absolutely love it. Again, okay, favorite thing to grill. You said chicken. I'm working on
Chicken wings.
chicken wings.
Yes, crispy.
Oh,
Maybe some teriyaki.
I'm gonna need your recipe.
Well,